Hello everyone, Dragon Ranger here, looking at doing another review with you. This will be my first review video. So what I have lined up for you guys is that I wanted to start doing it with an unboxing video. So I have already opened it up to begin with, but it is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary Decks number 2. It does have the decks of Yami Yugi. It does have the decks of Seto Kaiba and also Joey Wheeler. I haven't really looked too much into it online because I kind of wanted the rest to be a surprise for me, but this has been my first box set that I've gotten in probably over a decade of Yu-Gi-Oh! These are some of the classics that did come with the card, including a couple of new ones that Konami did release. So let's go ahead and find out what the rest of the decks hold. So first off, there is a packaged Dark Burning Attack featuring the Dark Magician Girl on the front. Right. So Dark Burning Attack is the first one. Second one is Dark Burning Magic, featuring Dark Magician Girl and the Dark Magician. And last one is Eternal Soul. So it looks like it's just to be support cards in a deck that features Dark Magician type and Spellcaster types as well. Now to move on, I did already open up Yugi's deck, as you can see. Some of the first cards, I'll go through the monster cards first. So it looks like some of, I believe these are secret rares that they did of the card versions. Looks like first one is Life of the Sky Dragon. Second being Winged Dragon of Ra. Third being Obelisk the Tormentor. And then of course you've got one of the newer ones, the legendary Exodia Incarnate. We've got Ties of the Brethren, Obliterate, and then we've got all 5 pieces of the Exodia set. Exodia Necros, which was first featured in Dark Crisis. A non-holographic version of Dark Magician, or a common card version of it. Common card version of Dark Magician Girl. Buster Blader, Silent Magician level 8 and Silent Magician level 4, The Tricky, classic of his, Big Shield Gardna, Magician's Valkyria, Blast Magician, Blockman, Marshmallow, and Sengen. So some of the magic cards too that are featured in his deck happen to be Gold Sarcophagus, my favorite classic, Swords of Revealing Light to stall your opponents, Magical Dimension, Magicians Unite, Tricky Spell, and Thousand Knives, very good Dark Magician support cards. Dark Magic Attack, another Spellcaster and Dark Magician support card. Contract with Exodia, used to, which is weird because Exodia Necros is kind of, I see him as a ritual summon, and the only way he can be summoned is by this spell card, Contract with Exodia. One of the very first cards I got in one of my structure decks, which I believe was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure deck for Yugi, Messenger of Peace. I believe back in the day that one was a secret rare as well. Dark Factory of Mass Production, Monster Reincarnation, Secret Village of the Spellcasters, another good Spellcaster support card, Pot of Duality, helping you to draw those extra Exodia pieces, Mirror Force, a very good counter attack or counter trap card, Magical Hats, one of Yugi's classic counter trap cards. Magic Cylinder, I remember that one of those first episodes I've seen it being used was, I believe, right after Duelist Kingdom with Dark Magician Girl. But another very good card to use against your opponent. Magician's Circle. To me, this one's a newer one that I haven't really seen, but from what I can tell, it looks like a pretty good spellcaster support type card. Backup Soldier. And Gravity Bind. Can't forget, each of these featured structure decks comes with their own tokens. The Yu-Gi-Oh deck comes with a Yugi token, featuring him and his classical support monster, Dark Magician. Now, to move on to, let's do Joey Wheeler's deck. So, I haven't opened this one yet. I was very patient to wait until the video. I literally got these about a month ago, so it's been very hard for me to hold back from opening up these cards, because it just reminds me of the good old days when I used to just impatiently open everything up right away, especially just right there in the parking lot, and just go home and organize them and put them in my binder and use them in later duels with mixed decks that I had. Alright, so first card that we have in Joey Wheeler's deck is the Blackstone of Legend, Return of the Red Eyes, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, which is a new XYZ card. Well, to me new, but a couple years old. We've got a common version of the Red Eyes Black Dragon. We've got Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon, Red Eyes Archfiend, Red Eyes Retro Dragon. We've got Black Metal Dragon. Classic that Joey Wheeler always used was Axe Raider. Alligator Sword. Baby Dragon. We've got a common version of Jinzo, who he won from Espa. Goblin Attack Force. Gearfried the Iron Knight, one of Joey's go-to cards later on in the series. Rocket Warrior. Blue Flame Swordsman. Time Wizard. Phoenix Gearfried. Gemini Summoner. Blazewing Butterfly. Dark Valkyria. Command Knight. Valkyrian Knight. And Keeper of the Shrine. And that's it for Joey's monsters. Now for his magic cards, we've got Inferno Blast, Red Eyes Fusion, Cards of the Red Stone, and this one seems to be a pretty good one, especially from what I've used in Duel Links. It does help you get your Red Eyes onto the field a lot easier. Polymerization, good old fusion card. Salamandra, classic spell card he would always use. Scapegoat, especially helping you do those special summons for anything that's level 5 or higher. Foolish Burial. Roulette Spider, the card he used to win against Espa and get the card Jinzo. Supervise. Mystical Space Typhoon. Symbols of Duty. Red Eye Spirit. Kunai with Chain. Call of the Haunted. Torrential Tribute. Burst Breath. Curse of Anubis. And then we have the fusion monsters in the deck. Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. And Alligator Sword Dragon. And as well, like I said with Yugi's deck, each one comes with a token. So the token for Joey features him and his classic Red Eyes Black Dragon. for the last structure deck that came with this legendary duelist is Kaiba's deck. So let's see what we got for Kaiba. Alright, so Maiden with Eyes of Blue. Good card to help get those Blue Eyes dragons out onto the field. The Melody of Awakening Dragon. Kind of reminds me of a classic Flute of Summoning Dragon with Lord of D. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Then we've got 3 different artworks and common Blue Eyes White Dragons from the Seto Kaiba Evolution structure deck from back in the day. And one of the classic Blue Eyes White Dragon artworks featuring the prophecy between Yugi and Kaiba in the background. Dragon Spirit of White, Kaiba Man, White Stone of Legend, the White Stone of Ancients, Protector with Eyes of Blue, Master with Eyes of Blue, Battle Ox, Legend, the Mystical Genie of the Lamp, Vorse Raider, Alexandrite Dragon, Blade Knight, which I remember him using that in the 4-way duel that him, Joey, and Yugi and Merrick were having, Ancient Lamp, Tiger Dragon, Kidmodo Dragon, King of the Swamp, and Rider of the Storm Winds. We've got the magic cards now, Burst Stream of Destruction, and what I like about this structure deck is that it features a lot of support cards for the Blue Eyes White Dragons, which for the last 20 years that the card game's been going on or longer, the Blue Eyes White Dragons haven't really had any support spell cards or trap cards that featured them. Beacon of White, Mausoleum of White, Polymerization, classic Kaiba card Enemy Controller. We've got Shrink. We've got Silent Doom. Ancient Rules. Another good card to help get your Blue Eyes White Dragon out onto the field. We've got Trade-In. We're Arf though. Pot of Dichotomy. Fusion Substitute. Unexpected Die featuring Warrior Digrapher. Negate Attack. Final Attack Orders. Shadow Spell. Cloning. Fusion Reserve. Jar of Avarice. Azure Eye Silver Dragon. And one that I haven't really seen is First of the Dragons. And of course, just like the other decks, this one features a token card. And that's got Seto Kaiba with his classical Blue Eyes White Dragon behind him. Now, I was excited whenever I heard Konami was releasing this Legendary Decks 2. Just the way that came packaged and product, it's just something I have never seen before from Konami, and I'm glad that they put some hard work into actually releasing a really good product. If you are a Yu-Gi-Oh card collector or do want to feature some of these cards in your decks and help boost them, it is highly recommended that you do go with this. Even just some of the cards you can mix and match and build a good defense deck or a good attack deck as well, especially with some of Seto Kaiba's cards, and matching and mixing, and you can get some pretty, you could get your Blue Eyes White Dragons out there with those new support spell cards that they came out with in his structure deck. So just leave me a comment for any suggestions that you have in the box below. Like I said, this is my first review video, so if you have any tips, advice, or even criticism, I'd be more than happy to read your comments. I am also working on a video for next time as well, or the next couple of times, doing my next review on one of my ultimate favorites. I will be reviewing the Dragon Zord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. It is the, I believe it is also the one of like a die-cast version of the Zord itself, not an actual like Zord figure that they came out with. This does include die-cast metal and die-cast painted parts, so I'm excited to go ahead and review that. Also, another video that I was wanting to talk about was some of the Egyptian god cards that have been printed. Obviously, these ones are not the playable versions. If you wanted to play with these Egyptian god cards, it would have to be like with a friend or something. Official tournaments or competitions, these are not allowed, and I don't believe some competitions also don't allow the playable versions of the cards, just depending on everything. So, like I said, go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you think you're interested. I do highly recommend it. I will be reviewing everything nerdy that I can as possible that I own, even some classic nostalgic items that I've collected and taken care of over the years. So give this video a thumbs up if you think you like it, and until next time.